Hey, what's going on, Blueprint Nation? Listen, in today's video, we are going to talk about how you can master business credit card stacking in 2026. Yes. So all of my entrepreneurs out there wanting to know, hey, what's the best stacking strategy for a 0% APR credit card, a cashback credit card, or a credit card that pulls from a specific bureau, whether vertically or horizontally? We're going to answer all of these questions for you in today's video. You definitely want to tap in, definitely want to tune in, because if you want to leverage your business credit power, we're going to break it down today and give you the blueprint. So let's get into it.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Respect My Blueprint show, where we go ahead and talk about everything business credit, personal credit, and entrepreneurship as well too. All right. Now, in today's video, guys, I'm super excited about this video because guess what? This is a video that we've done in 2025, and I felt it's right that since we're starting off the new year in 2020, we go ahead and do a repeat, but we give you some updated information that a lot of people may not be aware of. All right. So, which is being able to go ahead and do business credit card stacking in 2026. All right. First of all, let's be clear. Credit card stacking isn't dead. It just has evolved as we're going into 2026. All right. So as we're moving into the new year, most people got to be aware of this, that banks are tightening their lending practices, and, things are evolving and changing. So people have to quietly use stacking strategies if you want to be able to unlock, $50, $100, $200,000 in business credit, right? Which we're going to go ahead and talk about today. So, this is all about having a blueprint, as you can see behind me, guys, and basically a system and being intentional on things such as your sequencing, your timing, to be able to go ahead and leverage building business credit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and break it down step by step for you in this video. All right. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about what credit card stacking even means, right? What's business credit card stacking? So what business credit card stacking pretty much is, in a short elevator pitch explanation, right? It basically means applying for multiple business credit cards or personal credit cards, but we're talking about business credit card stacking here. So it's applying for multiple business credit cards across different banks within a short amount of time before the inquiries hit your credit report, right? Not hit your credit report, but before they have an effect on your credit, right? So essentially, you're maximizing your approvals by being able to go ahead and apply for these credit cards within a short time period. All right. Now, here's the twist in 2026 that a lot of people are not aware of. A lot of banks and credit unions are using artificial intelligence and different AI systems to detect multiple applications across different networks, and they're able to go ahead and do this within seconds nowadays, right? So it's very, very important that you take advantage, as well as the strategies that I'm going to share with you in this video, because I'll be honest with you guys, there's going to be a period coming very, very soon where credit card stacking or business credit card stacking is going to be almost, virtually impossible for you to do based upon the AI system that a lot of these banks and credit unions are going to start taking advantage of and rolling out, right? So it's not about how fast you apply, it's basically how smart you apply, which we're going to go ahead and break down in this video. All right. So first things first, before you start any stacking strategy and before we even get into it, you want to make sure that you're set up and your credit profile is optimized to be able to get approved, right? So here's a couple of things that you want to make sure that you have ready to go before you're ready to get out the gate. All right. Number one, making sure you're keeping your utilization below 10%. Guys, this is the new threshold. I have been mentioning this in previous videos, and I've said it to the heavens, right? You want to make sure that you keep your utilization very low because, again, banks don't like to give out money to individuals who are carrying a high utilization. 30% is now even considered high utilization for most banks. Okay. Also, making sure that your personal credit report is free from any derogatory items, any collections, charge-offs, repossessions, all any of that needs to be removed. So you want to dispute any of these inaccurate or negative items off of your credit report. Of course, if you need help doing so, I'm going to go ahead at the end of the video give you a way to be able to go ahead and do so. So you definitely want to get into a credit repair program, whether you can do it yourself or get with the company, to make sure that you have all of these negative items removed off your credit report, as that's going to go ahead and definitely help derail you from getting approved for any business credit cards. All right. Also, removing any outdated or old addresses, employers. This is very, very important. I say this all the time to all of my clients as well as my mentees. Listen, you are one person, so you should only have one address, one name, one phone number, one social, one date of birth, one employer listed on your credit report. Any more than that is just you're going to seem more of a higher risk to lenders, as having multiple addresses and aliases is a signal to them that that there's no consistency when it comes to you, as well as that's just going to basically look very suspicious to in the eyes of lender. So you definitely want to make sure that you remove any outdated addresses, phone numbers, and anything. Clean up your personal information section, in other words, right? All right. Also, freezing your secondary bureaus such as LexisNexis, Innovis, and SageStream. Highly, highly important. Most people are not aware these specialized secondary bureaus, these are the repositories and credit reporting agencies that the big three rely on when it comes to being able to access data about yourself and access information on yourself. These secondary bureaus feed this data to the big three bureaus whenever you're disputing anything negative off your credit report. And by having this information open or available to the primary bureaus, this is going to prevent you to be successful in removing any negative items off of your credit report. So it's very, very important that you go ahead and freeze the secondary bureaus or opt out from sharing your personal information, as this is going to go ahead and give you a higher success rate whenever you want to go ahead and remove any negative information. All right. And last but not least, before you apply, you want to go ahead and first hunt down any credit card that offers pre-qualified offers, right? That gives a soft pull and not a hard pull prior to go ahead and approving you. This is a great way to see, hey, where you stand in the eyes of that lender, whether you're going to get approved or not before a hard inquiry is placed on your credit report. This is becoming a more of a very, very popular tool for credit card companies. So you definitely want to check those out first before you go ahead and apply, where there's going to be a hard inquiry and then you got to fight to get that inquiry removed off your credit report. Okay. So now that we've went ahead and gone over the prerequisites and the things that you want to make sure that you have established on your personal credit report before you go ahead and get started, now we're ready to go ahead and execute on our business credit card strategy, right? Business credit card stacking strategy. Now, before you go ahead and get started in applying for business credit cards, which of course all of us are ready to do so, the first thing you want to do is, of course, research the banks as far as which bureau they're pulling from. This is the most critical and essential part, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, to avoid any overlapping hard pulls, you got to know which bureau each and every lender pulls from. This is mandatory, guys. So, of course, knowing this information is going to allow you to know whether you want to go ahead and stack horizontally or vertically. And what I mean by that is, if you want to stack horizontally, which means you're going to go ahead and apply for business credit cards that pulls from each credit bureau, right? Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. If you stack vertically, you're going to go ahead and apply for business credit cards that pull from a specific credit bureau, whether it's specifically Equifax, specifically TransUnion, or specifically Experian. Now, of course, either strategy works. You just want to make sure that you pick the one that best fits your objective and what you're trying to accomplish, whether you want to stack horizontally or vertically. Once you've made that decision, then you want to go ahead and find out which bureau each one of these lenders pull from. Like, for example, Chase pulls from Experian, Citibank pulls from Equifax, Bank of America pulls from TransUnion. By knowing this information, this allows you to be well prepared before you're able to apply, and you're just not recklessly or blindly applying for any one of these business credit cards, right? Then you want to go ahead and start your business credit card stacking sequence. All right. Now, this is the fun part. Now, of course, all of this is going to be done within a 48-hour window. For again, I'm going to repeat, you're going to do this and execute it within a 48-hour window, guys. So, which first, the phase one is you're going to go ahead and start off with, again, any soft pull or instant approval cards. And these are platforms such as your Apple credit card. Citibank has a pre-approval tool. Also, what else is another pre-approval tool, guys? I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. Navy Federal have one, right? So it's very, very important. And of course, a lot of these platforms, they'll have a pre-approval the first day, and then the second day they'll go ahead and pull it down. So it's very, very important that you go ahead and search for ones that offers a pre-approval. So therefore, it's a soft pull, is no impact on your personal credit score, and you'll be able to go ahead and determine whether you're likely to get approved for the card without actually going through the entire process. All right. And then once you've went ahead and gone through all of the cards that does a soft pull, whether it's vertically or horizontally, then you want to go ahead and move on to the cards that's with the major banks, such as your Chase, your Citibank, your Bank of America, or your Wells Fargo. This is very, very important to understand. You want to have a relationship with all of the one or more of these major banks, because number one is going to look very good on your credit profile by having a trade line reporting or business credit card reporting from one of these big banks. And also, typically these big banks, they do offer a substantial amount of credit limit, as well as, again, when you're ready to go ahead and seek for a credit increase, they usually have the highest level of credit increases as well too. Phase three, you definitely want to move into your credit unions as well as your fintech platforms. And these, of course, with your fintechs as well as your credit unions, they offer the highest credit limits, because of course most people, if you're not aware of, credit unions have the best rates, as well as their membership, they're member owned, so they are able to go ahead and provide a higher credit limit than the major banks as well too. Okay, so now once you got that, is the stacking strategy that you want to go ahead and execute for 2026. Okay, now once you've been approved, it's time for you to go ahead and leverage and expand your business credit power. Okay, so of course, after 30, 60 days, I would say typically after 6 months of you using the card, you want to go ahead and request a credit limit increase. Also, you want to be aware of the internal rules of each and every one of these business credit cards as well too. Most of these business credit cards, such as American Express, Chase, US Bank, Barclays business card, all of these credit cards have an internal rule where you can apply for a certain amount of credit cards with a certain amount of time period, or have a certain amount of inquiries. They do have internal rules that is required, that sometimes that's not published to the public, but you definitely you could, as before you apply, you could go ahead and call them up and ask them, is there's any requirements or internal rules that you should be aware of before applying for this card. And of course, by knowing this will allow you to strategically apply for the right card, because for instance, American Express has a rule that you could apply for a certain amount of cards, Bank of Chase also have a rule where you could have a certain amount of cards within a certain amount of time period. By knowing this, this will allow you to say, hey, let me go ahead and apply and get approved for the Chase business card first. So therefore, you can go ahead and get approved for that card, and then any other credit card that you apply for that may have more lenient or not have any internal rules that is in the realm of a Chase or any one of these big banks, you can go ahead and apply strategically and not miss out on any approvals, as well as on your being successful on your credit card stacking strategy. Okay.
Hey, what's going on, Blueprinters? This is a video that I want to go ahead and share with you guys to encourage you guys to go ahead and join the Blueprinter community. If you want to go ahead and level up to that next level in building generational wealth, as well as empowering yourselves on financial literacy and credit literacy, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and join the Blueprint movement. We have some great things that's up and coming down the pipeline of this year. Many of you guys know my rags to riches story started actually right after the pandemic. With that story and my experience during that time frame of me being a successful serial entrepreneur, launching the different ventures that we're launching here, I felt like it's an obligation for me to go ahead and share it with you guys in my experiences, as well as, the trials and tribulations that I was able to learn and overcome. With that being said, guys, definitely go ahead and join the Blueprinter community. Tap in with us. We have some major things coming down the pipeline. I'm very excited with the movement. I'm very excited on where we're going. I'm definitely encouraging you guys to definitely tap in and join us, man. Listen, not only are we going to show you how to build generational wealth, but we're going to have a good time in doing it. All right. So tap on in with your boy. All right. See you later. Bye.
So that is another thing that I highly recommend for most people to be aware of, knowing the internal rules in each and every one of these cards as well too, so you know when to strategically apply for them. Okay. So outside of that, make sure that you definitely be aware to a lot of these business credit cards that you want to stay within the threshold where you don't trigger any income verification or any bank documentation verification or documentation requirements, such as connecting your bank account or anything like that. So it's very, very important to know what is the threshold of each and every one of these business cards to not trigger additional review or additional documentation, which of course is going to make life a lot more difficult for you as well too. All right. So with that being said, guys, hey, listen, it's definitely 2026. You want to be able to go ahead and turn your stacked business credit into real funding power. Stacking isn't all about swiping and being able to go ahead and live the vanity life of showing that you have so many business credit cards. It's all about scaling your business and leveraging, right? So you want to make sure that you're applying for cards that has zero APR, typically within 12 months, 7 months, or anything like that. So therefore you'll be able to go ahead and scale on things such as business operations, marketing, inventory, or even invest in income producing assets such as real estate, high return investments, or anything like that, right? So you want to be able to go ahead and convert these business credit cards and balance transfer to be able to go ahead and work in your favor. All right. So with that being said, that is pretty much the outline and the step-by-step blueprint on how to be able to go ahead and business credit card stack in 2026. Make sure, guys, again, quick recap, make sure that you prep your personal credit report before you apply. You remove any personal outdated information, that you freeze the secondary bureaus and everything like that. Make sure that you have your business set up as well too and seem credible. Business address, business email, phone number, even website address. All of this is going to play a part on your approval and underwriting process. And make sure, guys, that again, that you contact the banks, find out, you do your due diligence, guys. Do your due diligence. Make sure you find out what bureau they're pulling from. What's the maximum limit exposure? Also, what's the internal rules of each and every one of these business credit cards? With the more data, the more intel that you're able to go ahead and gather and arm yourself with, the higher likelihood you're going to be successful in your business credit card stacking strategy, and the more approvals that you're going to be able to get in 2026. All right. So listen, if you guys need more help, if you need better understanding, if this video has left out anything that you need better further assistance on, guess what? We have something for you. Go ahead and join our free school community. The link is in the description down below. You'll be able to go ahead and team up with myself and my team, where not only where we'll help you to be able to go ahead and build your business credit, but we'll be able to help you execute your business credit card stacking strategy. So you'll be able to go ahead and leverage $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 in business credit, as well as being able to help scale your business. All right. So hit the link down below. Listen, drop a comment. If you haven't done so already, if you've gotten a lot of great value from this video, subscribe to the channel so we can go ahead and help you get to the next level. But other than that, thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, catch you on the flip side. Take care. Bye-bye.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, Wesley Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wesley did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.